What is up, you guys? Welcome back to Chins and Giggles.
What's up, y'all?
We're on episode 13 already.
I know. Girl, we're moving fast.
And also, like, it's going to be July already soon. I'm like, girl.
We're in the middle of summer.
It's getting hot out here.
It is getting hot the house, y'all. But, you know, it's been one hell of a crazy week, y'all. We want to update you. Speaking of this heat, girl, that warehouse, we be melting in there.
It's fucking hot in there.
So, go ahead.
We still haven't learned to not talk over each other.
And we're on episode 13.
And we're on episode 365. I don't understand it. No, but it is hard, huh? Like learning how to not talk over each other.
We naturally just cut each other off. We're a mess.
It just happens. But this week has been so crazy, y'all. We're going to catch you guys up on how this week has been. We want to talk about what it is growing up in a Hispanic household, because I feel like there's some funny ass stories and a lot of people can relate to that too. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to dive into everything. This week has been crazy, girl.
It's been crazy. We launched our makeup line, Gemela Cosmetics. We did. And you guys have came through the amount of support. We just hit 25,000 on Instagram, no?
I believe, yeah.
And like, it's crazy because just yesterday, I think we were saying thank you to 22K. I'm like, girl.
You guys are amazing.
You guys are coming. Yeah, we're almost at 25.8.
Thank
you guys are coming through. And for everyone that's purchasing, thank you so much. We started orders yesterday.
We've been packing orders.
We had like a pile. When I tell you, like a thick ass pile of orders, and that was like just the beginning orders.
We are packing a lot.
It's insane. So thank you guys so much. I'm actually wearing right now glitz on my lips.
Period.
She is that gloss, you guys. If you guys want to wear her, if you guys are watching from YouTube, if you're not, it's like a transparent. It's a lip gloss topper if you want to wear her alone,
or as a
trio. She has really nice glitter in it, and I feel like this is the go-to when you're running errands, when you don't have like any makeup on, and you just want your lips to look juicy, or when you're doing like a no makeup look or something just soft, kind of like what I have.
Definitely.
It is that vibe.
No, that collection, like and I feel like it's so cheesy, but no, yeah, you could do every look with it too.
Yeah,
like every look.
I believe Karina has like the transition on her eyes.
I do.
Like
my
even
go-to. I feel like this is my go-to, just like a transition shade, like on days that I want to like look put together and I want to like feel like I have makeup on, but very natural vibes. I just put a transition shade on, and
even the most natural look, that palette is just like you could use it for anything. But
girl, can we talk about hot? I mean, summer is here and we are feeling it in that warehouse. We're working on getting like this big old fan because they're literally called big ass fans.
That's what the name?
That's a company name.
Big ass fans.
So I'm like, fucking period. And they're meant for like industrial spaces. So we're working on getting one. The only thing is that it takes like 30 days to ship. I'm like,
we're struggling.
So we went to Home Depot yesterday. We went to Home Depot run and we just got a bunch of like regular fans for now.
And they're just blowing hot air, girl.
They're just blowing hot air up in that bitch, girl. But it is what it is.
Yesterday,
orders are getting packed.
Yeah, we could say yesterday was like more fresh, Karina. Oy, like hot the fucking house.
Today's hotter.
Today's hotter.
Bitch.
And we were struggling yesterday, mama.
It's okay, though, guys.
I had fun. Me and Karina are actually there packing your orders, by the way. Like, all of us,
We're having fun with it.
I had a lot of fun packing y'all's orders. A lot of people are ordering the lip trios.
I know, I saw that.
Like,
they were doing the lip trios, yeah.
Like, I'm keeping track. And, like, I want to say the lip trio is a top seller.
No, but then again, Mayra, it's because sometimes the labels will print almost like back to back.
I know that. But I'm keeping track of the sales.
Okay.
Lip trio top seller.
Wow.
Period. Y'all are coming through, mama.
Iconic.
But
I mean, it is a good fucking deal. $18 for a lip liner, a gloss,
I think
and
that's
the lipstick.
Because it's a really great deal.
Bitch, I love our freaking prices.
Yes. We can't wait for you guys to see what we have coming next, girl. Because that's
so excited.
That's gonna be even better prices actually than what we have right now.
Yeah, like. We're
super
excited for what's to come, what's in the works.
I had to think about what I was going to wear today. I'm like, okay, I'll take this jacket off after. I had to think like wear something light because we're going to be sweating in there.
Bitch, I'm in sweats.
You got to change
I'll just put some leggings on after, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. I was telling Karina earlier how it's me and Brian's anniversary. We turned 13 years today, bitch.
Girl.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like, that's a whole ass teenager. This is not wedding anniversary. This is just like boyfriend and girlfriend anniversary. And it's just so crazy how long we've been together. Oh my God, this day last year I announced I was pregnant. Remember we announced June 14th? I'm like, damn, it's been that long.
This day last year?
Yeah, this was today, the day that we announced. I'm like, how does time fly so fast?
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Whoa.
Time
so
flies.
crazy.
But we've been so busy. And it's funny because the last time Karina said on the podcast that they forgot their anniversary, I was like, how do y'all forget that?
No, yeah, we forgot our wedding anniversary.
and it was like similar situation. They were hella busy packing orders for
we were packing orders for Squishy Bunny. And we didn't realize it was our anniversary till like 2 p.m.
Yeah.
That day. We were like,
so yesterday we get home, right? We after the warehouse we went to go eat, all of us, and then we got home and we're just chilling in the living room and we're just there. I'm over here just sitting down on my phone. It's like 12 a.m. already. And I was like, I knew the anniversary was coming up because the launch was the 10th. I was like, oh, 14th, so our anniversary, June 14th. And I knew it was coming up, but for some reason I thought it was going to be tomorrow, not today. So I'm like, just to be sure, I go to like my calendar and it said the 14th. I was like, it was already like past 12. No, I want to say it was almost like 1 a.m. And I'm like, oh my God, happy anniversary. And Brian's like, what? I'm like, it's today. Like, we both forgot.
Girl. No, but that's how we were too. We forgot.
Yeah, we've been so busy. We forgot.
It happens. Life happens.
But now we know. So today, I don't even know what the plans are. Girl, we might just celebrate in the warehouse. What's up?
Oh my God, Mayra. You guys should go to dinner.
We'll probably leave a little early to go to dinner. Well, but it's just funny because we completely forgot. Like,
we're gonna have help today. Like, just go eat.
No, I mean, no. I love actually being at the warehouse.
No, but you guys should go at.
But I think we'll probably go like later at night.
Like, there's like good restaurants around the area.
There is.
You should go.
I'll probably go like at night or whatever. But
yep, that's exciting.
It's our anniversary.
Whoa, I can't believe you guys have been together.
How the fuck you feeling, girl? Because let me just jump right in, girl, to that launch party.
Oh my God. So the launch party was on Friday. Yeah, we're now hitting Wednesday, girl, and
you're like, and I'm still in pain.
I know, yeah, like I'm sore.
We had our launch party. Okay, the fact that we had the launch party and the actual launch day of the makeup that day, I'm like, holy shit, what were we thinking?
It was yeah, it's a lot, but it's okay. And it's, I feel like with our brand, since it's literally like us, like it's not necessarily like a collab. It's like literally us, and we're the ones packing, and we're the ones like literally everything
putting in all the work.
Having to like launch that day and also like put this party together that day. Like, I don't know how we did it. I really don't know how we did it, but we did. Because that was a lot.
You sure celebrated, all right.
I for sure celebrated, bitch. I drank.
Yeah.
And I have not been that drunk in a really, really long time. I don't know if I've ever been that drunk. Maybe I have in like a long time ago.
I just haven't seen you. Okay. When we were drinking, like we first took a shot when we launched the website. Like, I want to say a couple hours after that, because at first we were like so shocked. Like, I think we were so like stressed out about it, and then we're shocked, and we're like, oh shit, what are we doing? Like, let's celebrate, So we took a shot, and then after we were ready, I told Karina, I'm like, we need to go out there and take a couple shots to loosen up, because I was really nervous. I was super nervous, and I think I knew how to like, I know when I'm like good. It was like a little bit before we did our speech. So me and Karina did a speech before that.
At that point, I was just getting started.
Okay. So around that time, I started saying no to shots. I was like, no, it's okay. Because I wanted to like be present, like not so drunk, but like still have fun. So I'm like, no, it's okay. Like, I already know how I get when I drink. I'm like, no, it's fine. I'm good.
I didn't learn.
So Karina's not denying any shots. No shots.
I didn't deny any. I think this is the thing. I was already nervous in general just because, like, it's a huge day. We're launching our cosmetic line. We're having a lot of people come over. And, like, I'm just already nervous as it is. I'm honestly, like, we're, like, shy deep down. Mm-hmm. And, I see, like, my friends at other events and stuff, like, other influencers, like, we see them at other events, too, and stuff. But something about bringing everyone to the house, I was just nervous.
It's
I was like, oh my God, everyone's going to come over. Like, you want everything to be perfect. You're like, is everybody going to have fun? Is anyone going to be bored? Like, you know, that's how it is when you're hosting a party.
A blast.
In general. So I was just nervous and I was like, let me drink to loosen up. Let me
and
make
then
sure.
You're like, yeah, like, is anybody going to come at all? Like, is it just...
Yeah, you just start, you know, that's how it is in general when you host a party. It's like stressful / like, I was like a little nervous in general. I was so nervous for the launch that day, like once the shots were there, I was like, we need to fucking turn up, bitch, because it had been a long ass week already, Mayra. We were running on like no sleep and I wanted to fucking celebrate.
Yeah. No,
and
yeah, true.
Of course, you know, everyone's like handing out shots, you know, once everyone's lit, like everyone's got bottles and like passing them around.
Bitch, hold on. No, because I fucking blame Alan. Shout out to Alan, because this bitch
Alanized.
If you're around Alanized, you're going to get shit-faced, period.
He will always get you drunk.
Because after the speech, Karina, I was still saying no, and at some point I was like, you know how everybody was like towards the bar? Alan was there with a bottle. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna blame just him. It was like everybody taking shots back to back. But if you want to get fucked up, Alan is that bitch to get you fucked up.
I know Adriana's man also had a bottle passing it around.
Yes.
Everybody did. Glam Tender was also like, we were really shit-faced after the speech. And then Glam Tender gets there out of nowhere with shots. I was like...
And that was still me denying like shots left and right. But like in between getting some. And then I want to say when people already, like the majority of people had left, we were acting like fools.
Yeah. I was holding it together when most people were here.
Yeah.
A bitch was drunk. I could actually hear people saying that Karina's drunk. I was like, ah! I could hear it around me, and I was like, stop acting a fucking fool, bitch.
No, but we did. It was you know, a good time. You were not acting crazy. Time. You were not fighting.
I was having a blast, bitch. I just know I was dancing on everybody and everything. And then I think when I realized like, okay, everyone left already, and it was just like,
well, not everybody. It was like
people.
No, yeah. I think Peranoche, Stacy, Peter, Elizabeth. Who else was it? It was a few of us, but like there was still people there, bitch.
And I was acting crazy like that in front of them?
No, you were not acting crazy. I'm just saying we were like, by the time we were doing karaoke, there were still people there.
Okay.
But it wasn't like full launch party.
I just hope I didn't look stupid. I imagine.
You didn't.
I
regret me because there was a point where like, I guess I was like twerking by the jacuzzi and Elizabeth's like pulling up my fucking shirt. I'm like, if my titties were out for even a second and someone saw, I can't get it past me, bitch, that someone saw my nipples.
I'm like that too.
And I'm thinking like, this was not the plan. I was denying shots for a fucking reason. And here I am, having nipple slips. I was so embarrassed.
No, I had a moment too where out of nowhere Raul came over with like a t-shirt and I was like, what's the problem? Like, I had gone.
Why do I need a t-shirt?
Because I jumped in the pool at one point of how drunk I was.
Jump in it?
I'm stupid. I remember the first person, like there was like a few of our friends. I think it was like Giselle and Nancy, or one of them had mentioned like we should go in the pool. And then first thing in my head, I'm thinking, I'm like, nah, like I'm like all glammed up. Why would I do that? 2 seconds later, bitch was jumping in the pool.
No,
like full blown diving and everything.
I jumped in the pool when like everybody was there. At that point, I think you were in there, Elizabeth.
I don't know why the fuck I
saw Peter in a thong.
Peter was in his thong
and
driving.
It's funny because Peter had like the cutest thong on, and I'm thinking like, I know this wasn't planned for you to get naked, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like,
I'm the fact that you're really wearing that,
the fact that you're actually wearing, and it wasn't just like any basic thong. No, this is like a cute thong that you like actually prepare for when you're gonna like.
And like he didn't know he was gonna jump in the pool.
Yeah, girl.
He looked fucking good.
And I'm like, period. I thought that was actually
like the fact that he was just casually wearing that. I'm like, queen shit,
right? And then that's when I jumped in. I was like, fuck it. But that everybody was gone. Imagine us acting like that when it full on launch party, bitch.
A fucking mess.
God,
and if anybody did see me act stupid, good. I was getting.
No, you know what? I was. Oh shit! Sorry, y'all. I was so not me almost dropping my coffee. I was so embarrassed how we were like so drunk. But think about it, Karina. It wasn't just us. Everybody was
drunk. And Luis is brutally honest with us, bitch.
Yeah.
And Luis was sober. He would have told us we were acting stupid.
Yeah.
So that's how I know.
It's
like
just always embarrassing when you get like drunk. You're like, oh my God,
I was gonna say, can we like just play like those stories that I have? like without sound. We could just play them over here.
Oh my
God. So they
God.
could see the fucking mess
Karina's
that I was.
dancing with a whole centerpiece in her hands.
And then like I eat shit at one point. Don't remember. I have the bruises to prove it though. And the videos. Everybody was sending me videos the next day of me like singing, of me dancing, a fucking mess. I was like literally watching them. Like I didn't even want to see everyone's stories the next day because you know when you wake up like you had a drunk ass night, you don't even want to look at stories. You're like, I hope I wasn't posting anything stupid or just in general. Like I was just mortified looking at everybody send me videos because I was like, oh my God, like I was a fucking mess. But I feel like it's always, when you're drunk, you're always worried about like how stupid you were acting. But when you see somebody else acting dumb drunk, like you're not judging them.
You're like living their best
You're
life.
like, fucking go off. Yeah. So I definitely was drunk. You
were living your best life, girl.
I don't know if I'll get that drunk in a while.
You were not acting a fool though. Like it was like you were drunk, but like you were just having a good time.
That's so funny.
Like I'm overthinking just me having that nipple slip. I'm cringing.
Well, me too, because at one point, like Ro bought me a t-shirt and I'm wearing a t-shirt. Maybe because I do understand we were in the pool, we were wearing jumpsuits. So I'm like, maybe in the pool when I was coming up, like, I don't know, bitch. With the weight of the water, she was putting on the show.
Oh my God, Karina, you guys so drunk though. How's your week been? Are you recovering good?
I'm fine. I mean, I feel fine. I don't think anything beats the fucking fall.
You had a lot of you were eating shit a lot.
Yeah, I fell a lot of times. Like people lost count.
The fact that you ripped off all your nails.
I ripped off all my nails. They look so bad right now. Like you could tell I ripped them off.
What made you think like let me just pop them off?
I know what happened. I do remember this nail hitting my pinky on something, and when I hit it, it was still when we still had the gloves on. I hit it, and I remember it got loose. And I think in the pool, like I took it off because it was already loose. But the thing is with me is like if I have one nail off, I naturally start biting them off. Like I do that, like but within days, But me being drunk, I just started popping them all off in the fucking pool.
No pain.
My friend had literally done my nails like the day before. And Jasmine was there too. She was probably like, bitch, ripping off her nails. I just did them yesterday. I am so sorry, Jasmine. I don't know what got into me, girl. I was so drunk. I think just hitting that one nail made me just like bite the rest off. And I fucking regretted it the next day, bitch. I loved my nails. Cute too, bitch. They were so fucking cute. The length was giving everything about it. Not me saying giving like Jasmine, like our sister. But they were so cute for me to just take them off, bitch.
Fuck, I had a good time though, Karina. We really did that shit. I didn't think nobody was gonna go. And the amount of people that were there, like
Thank you to anybody I don't even know if any of them watch the podcast.
Yeah, if any of you guys watch the podcast, none of them. What? I'm like, none of them watching.
I don't know if our friends like watch the podcast. I don't know who watches the podcast, but if you were at this launch party, just thank you so much for even showing up.
Yeah.
We had so much fun with y'all, and I just fucking love this community. I love them.
I know. I love them.
But
they came through. But damn, that was a launch party. What else are we missing, bitch? It was a lot going on.
Dude, there was just a lot. It was a blast.
It was just too many shots back to back. And I don't know why we always do this. Like, what is the damn reason? Like, do we know anything else?
You know when I lost control?
When,
because at one point, it was getting late and Mia was tired and my mom was like, it's fine, I'm going to take her upstairs.
And that's when you were like, let me go the fuck off or what?
Hand me the fucking bottle. It up. I feel like from then I got so excited, like I just started going the fuck off, bitch. Like once your kid's asleep, you're like,
game on.
Because Mia sleeps good. Mia sleeps good. She's out by like 10 p.m. and like she sleeps good.
No, but like Karina, I'm trying to understand why we're like this. Like everybody like a ball just by the fucking bar. Why?
The bar was just packed the entire time. Nobody would move from there.
After we did the speech, I feel like then like people started like
dancing a little bit.
Full on like dancing on the dance floor, which was the goal. But like, like what is it with like not just us, everybody? Like we're not doing anything different, but like, okay, I'm offering. So like, example, I'm there offering shots. And then after that shot, Karina's offering shots. And then after that, Lupita's offering shots. And then after that, Peter's
always
and
at the bar offering shots.
Yeah, we're just taking shots back to back. Like, can we move over to the dance floor or go socialize? Like, no, we're just taking shots, bitch.
Back to back.
But like everybody. If we were not taking shots at the bar,
no, but can
Alan
I say,
was pouring the bottle in your face in the dance floor.
I think that's how it is at events though. Like when I go to an event, like another launch party or whatever event that we go to, when I go to an event, you know, you get there, you're always like a little bit nervous. I'm always a little nervous when I go to events. And yeah, I'll be at the bar like, yeah, let me get a couple drinks so I can loosen up a little bit. I feel like everyone is on the same mentality. I think everyone wants to loosen up a little bit. You know, you're there socializing, you get a couple drinks, and it's so hard to say fucking no.
No, it's funny because
I could never say no.
Like we're so used to it, and my mom literally like the next day she's like, "Se pasan, you guys like drink like pure shots back to back, like." You guys don't know what else to do.
I know, it's fun.
And I was telling my mom like it wasn't just me and Karina though. I mean, she wasn't like mad. She was just like genuinely like, damn, you guys can not. She's like, you guys and your friends could drink. I'm like, yeah, it's not just us. Like, I don't know what the fuck is the reason of just taking shots back to back. But when you're there in the moment, it is such a vibe. I'm telling you, there's a couple people pouring. We got Glam Thunder over here pouring shots. Someone's offering shots at the bar. We got Alan, Pero Anoche, all these people like with bottles. Like it's like anywhere you're like left and right, bitch.
It was
drinking
so much fun.
Left and right. It was so much fun. So much fun. But damn, bitch, we drank.
We definitely did.
All of us. It was so much. That was one hell of a celebration for him and La Cosmetics, bitch. Really well deserved.
It was a celebration. It was, girly. All right, jumping into, I guess, other stuff that's going on.
Well,
you know what's funny? I've been telling Mayra, I'm like, we should talk about things going on in the world on the podcast. Sometimes I feel like we're just always talking about like what we're doing and stuff. And, like we should talk about like things that are happening. Mm-hmm. So today I was actually getting ready this morning, and I didn't even know I would have a topic, but I was just watching YouTube, and I'm sure everybody knows Bummy. But that? The new episode of the Kardashians had came out, and it was the girls basically finding out how Tristan like got someone pregnant. I'm so stupid and behind on some shit. I didn't even know he had a whole baby girl. I didn't know he like.
I thought he had multiple. No,
he does, but I didn't know that he had like impregnated somebody recently. I didn't know he recently.
I heard that rumor, but I'm like, this guy is such a serial cheater. I'm like, this has to be like a rumor. Like it's probably just like another rumor.
That's what I thought too.
You know what I mean?
He did like I was watching. Okay, so I'm sure it came up, but you hear so much about him cheating that it was probably one of those things that you just heard and you're like, oh, it might be a rumor, it might not be true or whatever. So I didn't know. I guess he had like, maybe I just missed it, whatever, because there's so many rumors about him. But a few months ago, a girl gave birth to his son. Yeah.
Like, a few months ago?
Yeah. But it just came out on the episode, like on the recent episode, it came out how they were like reacting, how Kim was the first one to find out.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
she called the girls and Kylie, how she said, did you hear what Kylie said on top?
No.
How she's like, Tristan has to be the worst person in the world or something like that. She made a comment basically saying that he's the worst person on earth. Yeah. And I was like, that part.
But it's so weird because like I see Chloe, like she's like that bitch, you know?
She is.
It's like, what does he have that you don't leave him?
I know, dude. Some
like,
people just,
girl, the dick can't be that good. Like, come on now. Girl, he's cheated on you multiple times.
At that point, and then she never has anything bad to say about him, which is like, that's amazing. You know, why would you want to say family? I get that.
Which is actually very like, what was I gonna say? Admirable.
It is admirable.
After him doing her so wrong, she still doesn't.
It's admirable, but it's just crazy. Like
talk bad on his name is what I'm trying to say.
Like so much that he's put her through. Like the fact that he did what he did, even just with oh my god, why am I forgetting her name? I know her name. Kylie's friend,
Jordan.
Even that, and I don't even blame Jordan. I'm talking about him.
Yeah,
like the fact that you did that.
Wait, I'm like, confused. Everything. You had asked me something in the beginning, and
I know I'm all over the place. But yeah, how she had
But you had said a certain name, and then you're like, yeah, like I was watching the Kardashians.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Bitch,
I'm all over the place.
Okay, anyways.
But the point is that, you know, I was just watching that this morning, and I was like, oh, I actually didn't know about this, and I was just like, what?
That's crazy. I
just feel like every time she's asked about like how she's feeling dealing with everything, she's just kind of like, everyone deserves second chances, and I think everybody deserves this and that. And everyone, I'm just like, girl, he's had enough chances. I think she is done with his shit.
No, I think now she is. I think prior, like, because when this season that came out, they were like living together. They bought a house together, no?
Yeah. I just feel like every time she's interviewed, I fucking love her. And I just want to see her like single and thriving. Like every time she's interviewed, she's which is good. Like I don't expect her to say anything bad about him, but she's always very like, I believe in second chances, or she'll say things like, we're working through it, or, it's part of life. And like, I get it. I really do get it. But I'm like, the amount of times this guy, like, I just feel like angry for her. Like, know what I want to see her? I just want to see her.
It's like
not
a
even
joke at this point. Like, he's not learning. At this point, it's just a cycle.
It's a cycle with him. It's a full-blown cycle. Never ending.
He has not proven himself. Like
the fact that, like, I missed that rumor because I must have just seen it as like another thing, like because like this guy is known to be a serial cheater.
I thought it was a rumor because you see it so much, you're like, oh, now people are just making shit up because it's seen so many times.
Yeah, but I was just like, oh my god, girl, like I would just love to see her happy. Obviously, if she could be in a happy relationship, iconic, whatever. But am I the only one that wants to see her like single, fucking thriving?
It's gonna come. I think she is already single, though, no?
I don't know. I feel like they're on and off. So
it's kind of like the situation with Chloe and Courtney. I mean, Chloe and Courtney. Courtney herself with Scott. Like, I don't think he was like a serial cheater like that, but like they were toxic the house.
They were on and off.
And look at her now. She got a man treating her.
I want to see that
a lot better.
We need that era for Chloe.
Yes,
because I feel,
everything that Scott didn't do, this guy's doing for her.
Yeah. I feel like Tristan is the worst thing that's ever happened to Chloe. And I don't mean it in like a fucked up way. I mean, in ways,
I mean, girl,
it's the best.
It's clear as water. This fucker is crazy.
In a way, he's a great thing that happened to her because she got her daughter out of that. Yes. So I don't want to say like that because, she does have her daughter because of him. But aside from like, I mean, that's huge. No, yeah, but he is crazy. Freaking like, I can't imagine like having to like just a serial cheater like that. Like it's too much. A cycle. Constant. She literally, the way she reacted to him getting her pregnant, and she said she was numb to it. She didn't even know how to feel because she was numb at that point to it. She said she was numb to it at that point. I was like,
I was watching that episode. I'm sure it was an episode right before that where they're like talking. I think they're like at the gym, and she was like, something about the guys that they're always like attached to the family. She's like, we can't, like, you're always gonna stick around. And he was like, yeah, you can't ever leave me or something. And I'm thinking like, he's literally telling you, bitch, you ain't gonna leave regardless what the fuck he does to you.
Girl.
I know, but that's her shit. She's gonna learn. Hopefully. It's just crazy.
I just feel like all the sisters secretly don't like him and they just have to be cordial with him.
Well, even Kim had to say like, oh, we're filming. Because she was like going off about him. He's like, he has to be the worst human in the world. She's like, I'm filming like the episode. Like,
it was great.
She's probably gonna go the fuck off.
It was great to hear Kylie say that.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure. It's great. They hate him,
but that's what I saw, and I was like, oh, that's something that I didn't know was going on. It's probably old news, but the baby's already months old. That's crazy. Yeah, the baby's already like months old.
I don't think she's with him though.
I think they're probably not together anymore. I don't know. It's because like, with like the episodes that come out, they were probably filmed a few months ago. So I just saw that, like how they were talking about how they reacted to it. But yeah, that's that, guys. Let's talk about childhood and let's talk about
because like growing up. The last episode, how we talked about that we couldn't sleep over people's houses. A lot of people related to that.
A lot of you guys were resonating with that, and
we wanted to go like in detail and talk about just growing up with Mexican
parents, or just in a Hispanic household in general, because I feel like we're all like similar. I feel like as a kid, I didn't understand why we couldn't sleep over at people's houses. As an adult, I 1000% understand. Yeah. And I think I would do the same thing with Mia. Mm-hmm. For sure. I will allow anyone to sleep over at our house. I'll tell Mia, like, bring them over. We'll get you guys pizza. Like, I feel like I'm going to be a cool parent, bitch. I mean, I'm already a parent, but I feel like I want to be that cool parent to be like, yeah, we could have like a little like a pizza party, like bring them over. We'll all go get snacks. We'll watch movies. Like, I feel like it would have a blast.
We did like, not that we never slept over. Like, the only person's house that we used to be able to sleep over was my aunt's house.
Yeah.
But like that was like
at cousin's house. Yeah, and even then we would have to tell like Lupita like, no, you tell her, you know, like you ask her.
Like we had to fully try to convince her.
We would always like,
and
ask
we
our
were just like literally
ask.
like a street down.
Yeah, but that's how it was with all of us too. Because I remember we would also like try to convince my aunt like, can they stay over? Like, you know.
Yeah.
So we would always like it's just a thing, and I understand because
I get it.
Literally, uno nunca sabe. Like,
yeah,
you really
that's
don't.
Literally, yeah. That's.
I remember my mom used to straight up like, and I didn't understand as a kid. As a kid, you don't get it. Mm-hmm. We would ask like, can we sleep over at so and so's house? And she'd be like, is there like a male in that house? Mm-hmm. Yeah, their dad's there. You're not sleeping over.
That's so sad.
And it's just, it is what it is. You can't trust nobody. Mm-hmm. You really can't. Because I know that me as a parent now with my daughter, she's not sleeping over anywhere. Like, and I think I would explain to her at a really at a really young age, like the dangers and stuff, or try to like talk to her and stuff. But yeah, I don't think I would let her sleep over either. I would be like, you know what? You could bring your friends over. I could even talk to their parents to make them feel comfortable. I just cannot see me letting her either sleep over at anyone's house. And I fully understand now. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean,
they're just protecting us, you know, like, so.
Yeah, it's a little crazy, girl.
But. Yeah, but that's one of those things, like, I feel like a lot of, not even like Hispanics, I feel like a lot of people resonate with that. I think
it's a lot. But also you did like, you know, grow up with those friends that had so much freedom. And you're like, what? Like
there was those friends that I was like at the moment jealous of. But now I look back, I'm like, oh my God, yeah, you really had all the freedom in the world, girl.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like,
I mean, anything, even like not just like sleeping over, but like say
going out.
If, you know, Karina wanted to go to the movies with somebody, I had to be there third wheeling. Mm-hmm. Same thing with me. Karina was right there.
I was right there when Mayra and Brian gave each other their first kiss.
Like, why?
Literally right there in the backseat. Like, why?
June 14th, 2009.
Oh my God. That was your first kiss, huh? That's when you guys made it official. Your first
You
kiss.
made it official for us, bitch.
Did I?
You were the one that literally said, like, are you guys gonna kiss goodbye?
I'm so fucking annoying. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
And if it wasn't for Karina, like, I don't know what anniversary we would have had. Because
oh my God, so that was
how to make the move.
Wait, that's hilarious. I think I was like, because I knew you guys liked each other.
And we kind of like, we're like, what was our first kiss? So we kind of just like counted
that. Is hilarious. Didn't we go to Starbucks or something that day?
Yes, that was our first date.
That's
the three of us.
Fucking funny. Not us all going on a date. Like, that's the only way we were able to go on a date. That's the only way we were able to go out. I had to take Mayra too if I went like on a date or something.
You have those friends going out on their own. I'm like, girl, where the fuck where are your parents at?
Or like my parents, like, again, like I understand them being strict.
I get it.
To go out, it wasn't just like, Mom, I'm going out. Never. It was like, I'm nervous the whole day. Like I had to ask them if I can go out. You're like cleaning and shit, trying to like get them in a good mood. And you're like trying to, you know, like, yeah, do stuff. So that you're like, okay, I'm going to ask them.
It's kind of weird because they were super strict, but somehow I was going to clubs at like 15 years old.
Okay. But that's because Luis was going
like
with
Luis
us.
was going.
That part. So Luis is the oldest sibling. And Luis was like maybe like 19 at the time. Of course she trusted us with Luis. Like he's our brother. And he's like, yeah, of course. They're not going to go with guys and stuff. Luis is with us, you know, like if anything, Luis would be, I'm sure he wouldn't even like ever be on a third wheel with us, you know, but like Luis would go to the clubs and he would take us. And my mom, like, since he's our older brother, she trusted us fully for us to go anywhere with him. Mm-hmm. So I think she didn't care if we went to the club because Luis was there.
Yeah.
Because I would never dare like kiss a guy or talk to a guy like with like Luis there and stuff. I wouldn't see that at all because I'm sure Luis would also be like,
what the fuck?
We wouldn't let us. Yeah. So she fully trusted us with our older brother. That, yeah.
100%.
But that's crazy because we were at the club really young, bitch. It wasn't that strict back then.
I know. It's crazy.
I don't know how the fuck. And then also like Luis, just like his friends, some of them were dating like, you know, people at the club and stuff. So it was just, we had
one of our friends
easy access
dating
to the club.
the DJ. So we had very easy access. We would be like right by the DJ, I remember. We would always get bottle service.
Girl,
for what?
Have you seen those TikToks of people talking about like, how did I survive my teen years in the back of a car drunk, and everyone's like all crazy. You know, have you seen those TikToks? And yeah, we've all had rowdy moments that you're like, how the heck? Like, thank you God for watching over me, because it's still, you know, everybody's had those times where you're all over the place. But
and this is why our parents we're so strict.
Yeah.
Even then, you know, we were drinking and stuff. Can you imagine someone being just let loose to do whatever the fuck they want?
That part.
Like,
that's
you don't know what the fuck you're doing when you're young, you know? Or like your mom calling you at fucking 9 p.m. to come home. Like, girl.
No, yeah. My mom, I remember if I went to the movies and stuff, yeah, my mom would call me like, she would always say, you have to be home by this time. And if I was running late, she'd be like, where are you? And like, I know I need to haul ass and get home in time. And like,
if you think about it, like, yes, when you're young, you're like, oh, I want to come home late. But imagine a child not having any fucking curfew.
No, and I see it now, because like if Jasmine's going on, I'm like, where are you going? Yeah. Or like if I'm like, where's this bitch at? Like I'll call her like, what are you doing? Where are you at? When are you coming home? Because now you know, like when you're a kid, you're naive. You don't see the bad in the world.
Yes.
You just want to be free and go out with your friends. But our parents know, you know, like, so like all the things that I hated as a teenager, like I'm going to implement those same things on Mia. So I'm like, you know, you live and you learn, girl. Yes. She'll know one day, and that's all she got to know.
Yeah.
You know, like that's how it is. But I do feel like sometimes parents can be really strict. I don't think my parents were like crazy strict like that. Like I mean, definitely there was times where we really could not go out. And if it was a no, it was a no. Period. If they're just not, nope, there's no fighting it. And my friends would be like, why?
They're not as strict right now with
the kids, no.
Jasmine and David.
I think after,
I don't know, maybe times have changed.
Yeah, and I feel like that's how it is with when you have like your kids.
A lot of kids.
When you have a lot of kids.
Yeah, my mom has 6 kids, you guys. We grew up with a huge ass family.
And then there's 4 adults that are full blown adults already, and then the 2 little ones. So I think like you just kind of like take it easy with like the rest.
It's crazy how like growing up, like all of us. Okay, so we used to live. It was a 2-bedroom, right? Louise lives there right now.
Yeah, it was a 2-bedroom. My dad remodeled it.
No. Yeah,
it's a 3-bedroom now.
He made this skyline. It was like literally half the size. It was a 2-bedroom, and then he added literally made the other side.
He literally doubled the house. Like
doubled the house, doubled the square footage. So now it's 3 bedrooms. It was for a while though. It was a 2 bedrooms, and the second bedroom is really little, like very very tiny.
And it was 6 of us,
and it was
6 kids, bitch.
Well, in the beginning, Jasmine and David, they still were not around though.
Oh, they were born there, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how we did it. Luis would always sleep in the sala. Hugo would probably sleep with like my parents. I think me and you used to share that room.
I don't know. It depends, because I know towards like the last years living there, it was a lot of us in that room. It was like
the third room that my dad built,
because we had a bunk bed, and then some people would be on the floor, some people would be on the top bunk, some people would be in the bottom bunk. At one point, it was like four or five of us in that room.
And then when me and Karina moved out, like it's funny because like then I missed like living like piled up, like living piled up. What?
No, yeah.
Sleeping piled up. Like you're used to like sleeping like feeling someone's like leg or like, you know.
Because literally, like, imagine, you know how like there's people that will complain like, I gotta share a room with my brother and my sister. Imagine 5 people sharing one room, bitch.
Yeah.
And it was a small room too. How the fuck do we put our clothes away? And
you just figure it out. For us, it was so normal.
You figure it out. It was second nature.
It was second nature. It was so normal to us. Like, if anything, when me and Karina moved out to our first apartment, like we kind of missed like sleeping apilados. As crazy as it sounds. Yeah. Like, it's not even like feel bad for me, nothing. No, like, bitch, this was like thriving, bitch, like fully just used to it. I didn't see nothing wrong with it. Like,
you're living your best life. Yeah, like, I look back on those days and I'm like, yeah, it's not anything about like, oh, feel bad for nobody. No, like, you look back,
you get used to it.
You look back at your childhood, you're like, you know, as rough as it was, I guess financially, you don't even notice it as a kid.
No,
maybe my parents were trying to pull strings, and maybe like they probably did feel like the end of that stick, you know, like the pressure of like the finances and stuff. But as a kid, bitch, I feel like I had the best childhood ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the best fucking childhood.
But it's just so crazy. And then at some point, the second bedroom, the small one, it was like a storage for a while. And then at some point, nobody was using it. So I was like, I'm about to make this bitch my room.
Yes, there was a third room that I think at one point it became like storage. But then Mayra cleared it out and she's like, I'm making this shit my bedroom.
Yeah, I saw a room fucking full of shit. I'm over here piled the fuck up. Like, let me make this shit my bedroom.
And I think that's when you started
doing with this shit.
You probably were like thinking also like how you were gonna start doing your videos. You're probably like, let me figure this shit out.
Yeah, I started doing my YouTube videos and I was like, okay, I gotta have like somewhere to fucking film.
That's funny.
So I started filming in there. So if you go to like my first videos on my beauty channel, I was filming in there.
I started filming in the room where everybody else was sleeping.
Yeah, and then
so I had to wait
there.
I had to wait to film like really late, like when Luis was working and all the kids were like out doing stuff. I don't know how the fuck I had time to film in there. Or there was times that I would set up a little studio in the living room and I would just figure it out. I would set up there while like everyone was sleeping because it was really fucking impossible to film with 5 kids in one room, bitch. So I would have to wait like when everybody was doing other shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy how like we really grew up with it. This is why like when people ask me how many kids I want at least like 4.
I want a lot of kids.
And people don't understand. I'm like, I grew up with a big family. I'm used to a big family. So if God could bless me with a big family, I would love that. And of course, it's so much easier to say because like, you know, I'm sure like people that have 1 or 2 kids, like it's so much hard work, you know? But like, I don't know how our parents did it and our whole family, like everybody, not just my mom, like our aunts, everybody has like a lot of kids. It's just like a thing.
I feel like,
I want
and
a lot of kids.
Our grandparents
I loved like parties, holidays.
Yes, and even then, our grandparents, I feel like had more kids.
Our grandma had she had like,
I can't even remember exactly how many.
She had like 11 or 12 kids. Oh, she had a lot of kids.
I can't remember how many kids she had, but yeah, I feel like with the generations that go by, people start having less kids, especially like in the Hispanic culture. I feel like our grandmas had a lot of kids, like a lot. And then our moms, we think they had a lot of kids, but I'm sure to them, they're like, oh, we had a little bit of kids compared to our moms, you know?
That's
even if they
crazy.
had 4 to 6 kids, like they're probably like, that is like half of what their parents had.
Like my grandma had
a lot of kids.
Like all those
but look
kids.
at the huge ass family we have today.
I want so many kids just because we grew up in a big family. I cannot imagine like, okay, so Brian is like a family of 2. Well, 4. His parents and
oh,
his
it's a little bit of them, huh? Yeah,
and like
she just had 2.
And like holidays are very different, you know, from like when I first met Brian, like they were not so like huge holiday people. They're like, oh, Christmas is for me. I'm like, Christmas is Christmas, bitch. Girl, we are celebrating.
But it's also really hard because, like, for example, with us, Raul, he has a big family. I have a big family. Christmas, I'm like, I want Christmas here. And he's like, I want Christmas here. Yeah. So we take turns. There is times where like I think last year we celebrated at their house. So it's likely that we're going to celebrate Christmas here this year. And then, or sometimes what we do is, you know, Mexicans, Hispanics, or I feel like Hispanics in general, we all celebrate Christmas on the 24th, bitch. I'm sorry, 25th? That's fucking recalentado. Like, we're on our PJs all day, bitch. That day, we're not doing much. We're celebrating Christmas on the 24th. So, sometimes what we do is like, okay, we're going to celebrate actual Christmas Day here or an actual Christmas Eve here. So we try to split it up like that. But yeah, it gets hard. Yeah.
I don't know, girl. Living with a whole big family, like I'm just used to that. Yeah. Like even like me and Brian at the house, like it's funny because I was, like a couple of weeks ago, I posted a vlog how I was saying like I was editing a video and I'm like, oh yeah, like I always have to have noise in the background. Like I have to put like TV or something to like the house has to feel busy. Yeah. I will lose my mind if there's not like a radio. Like if I'm not playing and I will play like a Spanish radio that my parents always play
because that's what we
feel
grew
at
up with.
Home. And somebody someone commented like you're used to being with a huge family. That's why you feel like you have to have like noise behind you. Even if you're home alone. And I'm like, I never knew it like
when I saw it like that. When I envision my house, like I just envision it loud and like a family loud. Yeah. Like coming home from school. There's so many like memories that I have that are so nostalgic. Like waking up when you were little, waking up on a Saturday morning. Fabuloso, you could just smell that Fabuloso, hear the music blasting, like the music of that time. Yes. Of the late 90s, that music.
Oh my God, yes.
Los Temerarios and shit like that, you know.
I kind of hate that. We don't have like, that like tradition. Iconic. Like those traditions of like in the morning, cleaning. Like, I want to be my mom so bad because I can't do that shit.
even I feel like it's
waking
changed,
up
though.
and cleaning.
It's changed though because it's different when you're a kid and you wake up. It's a whole like era that it's your childhood. It's so different. Like today, like
No, but
yes,
think
there's
of
still
the
cleaning days,
routines,
but
though.
it's different.
Yes.
It's different. It's so different. You're waking up on a weekend. You're not in school, and it's all like your mom's like, "Ya levántense, ya son las 11," and you check it's 8 a.m. You're like, like they'll say that. They'll be like, "Ya son las."
Yeah.
And then they'll be waking up to do chores and all that. Like that's all like. It's iconic.
Oh my god!
Hearing that music, I feel like there's always that music. I don't know if it's just me, but there's always like specific songs of like a certain era in my childhood that like if I hear those songs, I'll get emotional.
Yeah,
like it'll make me like literally break out and cry because I'm like, oh my god, that song is my childhood.
Yes.
Why am I crying?
Wait a damn minute.
I'm sorry. No,
girl,
but there's certain
we're not even
songs.
playing the songs yet.
And it's always like Los Temerarios or like, that era that like, I don't know, like it just reminds me of like being like 6. Like, I don't know why. Ew. What is the fucking reason?
No, because usually I'm like super emotional and I don't get what's going on here.
No, but you know what I mean? Like there's always that music that just like, you're like, oh my God. Yes.
Wait, what is it's
what is the reason?
Emotions.
What is the fucking reason?
It's funny because like I probably get emotional listening to it, but like I don't know what to do right now.
I don't know what's going on, girl. I also just ended my period, so
I was gonna say I didn't want to be rude. I'm like, are you on your period?
Is anybody else like that? Like if you're in the car and a certain song plays from like a certain
oh my
era
god, there's
in your
certain
life?
music that reminds me of my dad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Lord, like one day I'm gonna listen to this
bitch,
sobbing the house.
I can't. I think of those songs are the ones that I think of like one day these songs are gonna crush my fucking soul.
Yeah. Well, I mean already, girl.
No, but even like, you know what I mean though, right? Like there's those specific songs that it takes you back to when you were literally 6 years old and your parents were blasting these music. Like,
have you ever thought of that, like bringing that to your kids, like not playing like your music, but like when I clean, when I
listen to it.
No, when I clean, I'll like listen to like what my parents used to put because I want to engrave that music so badly on my kids.
Yeah. Well, I think about it and I'm like, what's Mia gonna remember like from her childhood, girl? Nicki Minaj. So the grupo firme, I don't know. Like I really don't. Bad Bunny, like
Bad Bunny.
Like so, I think of that, but I just feel like music was just so beautiful, in those days.
It
I don't
takes memories,
know.
even sense, songs,
so iconic,
so funny. No, but like on all seriousness though, like I love the whole family. Huge family thing, but like
I love having a big family.
Bitch, the fights, like I'm cracking up just thinking about
the fights growing up were just, I'm talking like whole full on wrestling, bitch, like body slamming bitches in there. Like when you have a big family and when you grow up with brothers
breaking necks,
like it's 3 and 3. Like we got brothers and sisters, bitch. We were getting down physical and everything.
I think like the biggest fights were like you and Luis.
Me and Luis as kids, I feel like
used to
now
go at it.
I feel like now we're close, but as kids, me and Luis would go at it, bitch. Because like we're both very strong personalities.
Yes, you guys both are.
I feel like I could have a temper on me. Like I'm very like, I've gotten better, but I feel like I could like, like I have opinions. And Luis is also really strong about his opinions. So like me and Luis could clash. Mm-hmm. Like we're both very like strong about how we feel. And as kids, can you imagine, dude? Like we were getting down. Like I remember this one time we were all watching TV and he probably made a comment, or I don't know what he said. He probably called me a fat bitch or something. We were always like calling each other like names, remember? Yeah. Like I don't know what he called me. And I just remember like I was on the couch and like my natural reaction was always to like swing or something, This is just us as siblings. Like you say something stupid, like, whatever. And I just remember I was on the couch, so like I just did what I had to do. I just like
I did what I had to do.
He was on the floor laying down. I don't know what he said, but he pissed me off, and I just like kicked him. Like a kid, you just I kicked him, and I didn't realize that I kicked him like in the neck. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I just remember I did feel bad after because I literally like fucking fucked his neck up. Like he couldn't move his neck.
He was like he had his neck to the side stuck for like weeks on.
I know, and I did feel bad after, but like I was like, dude, like you were talking shit. I'm just like, we're freaking mocosos. Like I just kicked you. I didn't know I like was gonna break your neck, you know?
Yeah.
But I think that was the biggest thing. Like he brings it up till this day. Like, do you remember that one time you broke my neck, bitch? Like I'm like, yeah, as I should. I was just kidding. I was like, why? No, but
oh my, and he had to get like, how did he fix it? He was like stuck for. He had to go.
He had to get like sobado and everything. Like, yeah, I do feel bad about that. I'm sorry, Luis.
Remember the Chinese food?
Oh my god. Nah, looking back, I'm like, we had our fights.
Y'all were both toxic the house.
Me and Luis were toxic siblings, bitch.
Think about like the most toxic relationship, like
in siblings.
Luis in siblings.
And it's funny because I feel like people wouldn't see it now. But me and Luis were so toxic.
Yeah.
So like we were. It's
because
we're both
Luis
so
naturally
strong personalities.
Luis naturally like he's super like llevado.
Like he's like very like he picks at you when he knows it pisses you off.
He's a very like yes, he will pick at you. So I think naturally,
and I was he would pick on all of us because he was an older sibling.
Yeah,
but I just never
I'm a dumbass bitch. I never like stand up for myself. But Karina has like never tolerated it.
I'm dead.
So when they were think about Luis being like with the personality he has, and Karina being
think about Luis
the bitch that doesn't let anybody talk to her like that.
So Luis was always just like picks at you, like he likes to like like get at you.
Like,
as a kid, he loved. And he did it to all his siblings because he was the older sibling. He liked to pick on all of us. And I've always been the kind that I just never let myself. I always like bark back. Like, bitch, I will bite back. Like, I'm always like that, you know? So we would get in a lot of fights. I do remember the Chinese food incident.
What can you expect?
Again, as an adult, I look back, I'm like, I shouldn't have done that. But he also took me there. We were in his brand new car. I do feel bad. It was his new car. But I tell Luis, I'm like, Luis, I get it, like that was extra of me, but you too, like why are you picking at me? Like I'm a bite, you know? Like
what was he saying?
I forgot what we were fighting about. I just know he pissed me off and I took the Chinese food and fucking threw it in the car. I don't know, like
wasn't Brian in there with us?
He was. Brian has seen everything too, because he's been here for 13 years, girl. I just like, yeah. And I will say, I know I overreact sometimes.
Yeah. Wasn't there a soda too?
There's probably a soda too, girl. I don't know.
In that car?
And Luis, to this day, he'll bring that stuff up. I'm like, dude, I was like fucking 14. I don't know. Like, and it's funny though, because like, I do look back though, and I'm like, no, he had to have gotten me to that point. No, like, like, I know I exaggerated, but like, I know he used to fucking piss me off. Yeah. He used to do the most. Luis is crazy, but we used to fight a lot too. Me and you would fight sometimes too, but not as much.
I know. I'm trying to think
a lot of people always ask, like, so do you guys fight a lot as twins? And I feel like we're actually like pretty like close.
I feel like it's really rare when we do.
I know. Not as adults ever.
Like, what do we fight about?
As adults, we'll get into little arguments. Like, if we do something, like, if we both had to have, like...
The apartment we did used to fight. And it was, like, literally, like, I want to say it was, like, of, like... Maybe I would be, like, oh, fuck.
It's
the
normal
kitchen got dirty because you were filming a video. And
it's
then,
normal things.
Like, you would get angry because maybe, like... I don't know.
No, yeah. It's
like vice versa. It was very like normal things.
When me and Mayra first moved out and got our apartment, it was like kind of like when you move in with somebody and you notice things about each other. Like I would film like these crazy videos in the kitchen where I would like make a fucking mess. And I will say like I feel like I was very like I wanted to have like certain places Mayra
clean
would be like,
and we would
why
clash.
Is this here? Yeah,
but like. To like insult each other, to piss each other off.
No,
I don't
not like
see
that.
It.
Not like
I
that.
think it was very like normal things that like normal people living together would fight about.
Yeah, now we.
But I feel like me and Karina never have like actual arguments, like where I'm like being a bitch to her or vice versa.
No, sometimes we'll bicker about little shit like normal stuff, but like for 5 minutes,
like disagreements.
We don't drag shit on like
that.
I
would say disagreements, but I don't think I've ever like actually like insulted Karina just to be a bitch or like or her vice versa.
No, yeah, no. I feel like
and if I do like notice Karina's like a little stressed, I'm like, oh, it's fine. She's probably just like like having a really stressful day.
That's how I feel about you too.
And then Karina too sometimes. Like last time, I don't know what she was asking. I just felt like a lot of pressure. I don't know what the fuck you were asking me
about this podcast.
I think it was like the first day filming the podcast, and I don't know what was going on.
I remember it's because though I feel like the only times we'll have sometimes disagreements is that like if we have certain tasks that we need to do and I'm like, okay, you were in charge of bringing this and this. Yeah. And sometimes a few times you'll forget and I'm like, Mayra, you were the one that was in charge of bringing this. Yeah. And then I'll be like annoyed about it. And then I know that day, I think it was the first day of the podcast. Yeah. And I do remember you guys were supposed to bring something with equipment. And I was like, Mayra, like you were supposed to get that.
Forgot. So, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. And I remember you were like, you were stressed out that day. I felt bad.
Was stressed out, and I literally went outside and I like cried. I'm like, why am I so?
Oh my god, this? I feel so bad, dude.
But I'm like literally about those little things. I'm very like, I don't take criticism. I mean, I do take criticism fine, but like I think I am naturally very forgetful. Like I've heard it like my whole life.
There is
that I'm a very forgetful person. So like when I hear it, it like really picks at my bone. I'm like, fuck, I already deal with it myself. That I'm like,
I feel like
that.
I don't know. I feel like I do sometimes when you're in charge of bringing something, I do like remind you like, Mayra, remember to bring this. Or I'll be like the other day when you were bringing the makeup in the warehouse. Mm-hmm. I remember I was like, you did bring this, right? Like just to be sure. I'm like, just because, I mean, I get it though. It happens, whatever. But yeah. I think that's the only times I see us like when we bicker when I'll be like, Mayra, you were supposed to bring this. Like I literally reminded you like 2 minutes ago.
And I think it is like an insecurity of mine because like it's like a thing like, oh, Mayra, like of course Mayra forgot this or that. Like I hear it from everybody. So like when I hear it, I'm like, of course I did. So I'm already beating myself up about it. And then like I have my whole family reminding me that I'm fucking stupid.
Girl,
like no, not like a thing like that, but like I already feel
it's
like
not an attack.
Like those are the little things that we like fight about, and I'm like, of course I forgot it, and then I'm like,
fine. I mean,
oh my god, like they can't rely on me on anything.
It's not.
That's
like
how
that.
I feel sometimes.
It's not like that. Anyways, you're a really reliable person. You are. We talked about this. I remember I said you're really reliable physically. Like you will be like, yes, I'm there. I'm there. It's just about like sometimes when you have to bring certain things, I'm like, let me remind her because, like. Yeah.
No, but like with fights, I feel like it's funny because you and Luis, like you guys had your bickering. Luis is like the alpha of the family.
So like he's the older sibling. That's what it is. Because
like me and Karina bicker, but like Luis too, like I've had my fair share of fights with him.
He's very opinionated.
He like how we were talking about, like, he
wants to have control of like
around Luis, like I'm scared to do anything stupid because I will hear it.
He is the older sibling. That's literally like I feel like the older sibling naturally, they'll pick at the younger siblings and they want them to like they kind of like they'll judge what you do. It's like us with Jasmine, us being her older sibling. Sometimes like I'm telling her like Jasmine, don't do this or don't do that, blah blah blah. Like no, like and because we feel like we know better than her. I feel like Luis is the same with us, except Luis is like that with all his siblings because he was the older sibling. And since he's the oldest one too, he's been the one that almost like
he's a Capricorn. He's very like
he did a lot for his siblings too growing up. He is the one that saw my parents struggle the most, and we did too. Yeah, we saw my parents struggle a lot, but Luis was the first one. He's been through everything.
He just does like older. He acts
like an older sibling. Yeah,
but we all clash with him a lot of times. Like everybody,
we clash with him.
Yeah, he has like he's very opinionated.
I feel like as we get older, as at least in my case, like as I've become an adult, our relationship has changed. We know how to like talk out when we're disagreeing. When we were freaking kids, it'd be like fuck you, and then start fighting and stuff. Yeah. But now I feel like we're better communicating. But yeah, I feel like Luis is more like older sibling.
Yeah, but I feel like out of all of us, I feel like I definitely am the one that's like very like in her own world. I don't like try to fight much with it. Like how you're very you're very like no te dejas, and then
I'm very like if somebody has an opinion about me or what I'm doing,
you'll back it up.
I kind of just back myself up. Yeah, I'm like, I mean, it's me.
So I feel like and then like I want to say
I don't feel like I need like a
Jasmine too is very like.
She don't give a fuck either, yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck what you think.
I feel like you...
I'm very, like, okay.
Sometimes, which is a good thing, you seek approval from your family a lot.
Yes, I do.
A lot, Mayra. When I'm like, there's situations that I'm like, you need no one's approval for this.
I know. What is the reason?
I'm like, why are you even asking us, girl? You're like an adult. And I'm saying it in a way that I'm like, you shouldn't feel like you need to seek that approval. Like, you are a whole ass, like, you can do whatever you want.
I don't know what is it, why I do that.
But that is one of those things, you know. I mean, I feel like as siblings,
well, even like that's why I'm saying like that insecurity that I can't rely on myself with like tasks. Maybe that's why I am very like, hey, what do you guys think? This like that all clicks together, girl.
I get it.
Like it's so weird. I've always been like that. That's so crazy. Anything I need opinions. I need someone to help me make a decision.
You need help making decisions.
I'm very, very like it's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's so weird that we're like kind of opposites in that way.
Yeah.
That is so funny. But I'm very like with family, I feel like I'm not like so like peleonera with anybody.
No, you're not.
I'm very like if somebody's fighting, like if you and me start arguing, I'm just like
I feel like we don't really
sitting
argue
there
as
like
adults,
no. Yeah. But like if there is like any disagreement with anything, I'm kind of just there like, okay, y'all. So like,
I feel like if anything, you and we get into it more than me and we get into it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
nowadays, yes.
Like, I always
when you were younger, no.
Yeah, and now as an adult, like I try to see both sides. I'll tell you like why he's feeling what he's feeling, and I'll tell Luis like, Luis, she's feeling this. Of course, she's gonna be mad, you know. So it's just like go back and forth. Yeah. But speaking of being like kids and growing up in a Hispanic household, I feel like this is huge, and I want to talk about it. How is it like when you grow up in a Hispanic household? For the most part, at least with us, like, you know, my parents that came from Mexico, and we were all technically it's called first generation, right?
Yeah.
Like we all, you know, Luis was born in Mexico, but he came here really young too. Like he was like 1 year old, but like, you know, we my parents just knew Spanish, so our first language was Spanish. So going to school in America and only knowing Spanish. Bitch, that is a struggle. I remember
like
my
you're getting
first
thrown
day,
into school with like
you're getting thrown into this like into like with the Tigers girl, because you really like you know no English, like none. But I actually really like that. I actually try to do it now with Mia. I know that I speak to her like in both English and Spanish, but I really want her to learn Spanish because I'm like, listen, I figured it out, and I feel like Spanish being my first language and then learning English in school, it was good because now I'm fluent in both. You know what I mean? And I feel that if my parents would have taught me like English before going into school, I would have just known English. So I try to tell myself like speak more Spanish to Mia so that she knows Spanish and she'll learn English at school. But it is hard because I remember I didn't understand shit. Like those first few days, girl, I remember we used to do like ELD and stuff too, you know, like for like to help us and all. But it's really hard when you don't know any English and you're just thrown into the school and you're like, oh my God, what is this? Like, why are we not speaking Spanish?
Yeah, I mean, it was difficult. Like,
it was hard.
I don't know how we did it.
I don't know how we did it, girl.
It's hard because, like, you're saying that with Mia, but, like, Mia's already, like, also being, like, mixed with, like, Spanish and English.
Yeah, my parents talked to her in Spanish. I talked to her in both.
It's different on her end because it could even be more confusing because, like, for us, right, we were raised pure Spanish. We ended up, like, learning English once we started school. And, like, Brian, he was raised Spanish and English, and, like, he had, like, speech problems. And they took him and they told him like they were like both languages are confusing him.
I was gonna say
this was before starting school, so it could be confusing.
It is.
I think because we knew like one entire language first,
I think we don't realize
it slowly introduced English.
Yeah, I think we don't realize like how amazing it is to know both languages. To be bilingual it's huge, and we don't realize like how. I don't even know what the word is. I was actually going to talk about this too. I feel like, I don't know if it's just me. I know a lot of people could relate. Growing up bilingual, I feel like I never got fully proficient in both languages. There's times where I'm looking for a word to describe what I'm about to say, and I don't know the word because I don't know the big words in English and I don't know the big words in Spanish. Does that make sense?
I get it.
And I know a lot of times like somebody might be watching the podcast or watching us on YouTube in general, and they're thinking of the word and they're like, it's this word, you know? But I can't, my brain just can't do it. Like there's certain words that I have not learned in English, like proficient words, and there's proficient words that I have not learned in Spanish. So I feel like my vocabulary is very basic in both languages. Very simple. That's a big thing. And when I started working with my team here, like on YouTube and stuff, you know, a lot of my people on my team are, you know, they're white and they know a lot of big words. And I'm like, period. You know, I remember when I was working with Alex, she taught me a lot of words and I feel like I caught on from that. But I don't know a lot of big words in English or in Spanish. And it's a struggle sometimes when I'm trying to express myself and I'm like, what the fuck is the word? Do you feel that too?
Yeah, it's hard. But like even like in Spanish there's a lot of like what is the word?
Is it like
there's a lot of like sobaco, how it's like some a lot
like
of Mexican slang like sobaco's not, it's like axila or something, right?
I don't know the real word for
and I was like, what is that?
For sobaco? I don't know.
I was like, wait, what is that? And there's like another word for sobaco.
Yeah, it's like a truck is not a troca. It's a
troque?
No, it's a I know it. Camioneta.
Oh, shit.
And it's not troca.
What about carro?
Carro is I know the word too. It's an easy one. Auto. Yeah.
Auto.
El auto or whatever.
Automotico. No.
Automobile, I don't know. That's automobile. I mean, or like when like you know, parqueate, like it's not park, it's not parqueate. It's just that we say park, so it's parqueate, but it's estacionate. Yeah, so like things like that. Never use those words, and I feel like even my parents talk like that though. So maybe it's just like slang.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, girl, it's so crazy.
It's a lot, girl. It's a lot, but I don't know. These languages gotta be a little confusing. So I don't know.
Oh my god! And then my parents, like, so my parents, you know, only knowing Spanish, you know, they see you in first grade and they're like, "Oh, you've learned English."
Yeah.
So now you have to read me all these legal documents, all this mail, and you're like, "Mama, I'm fucking 6." Like, I don't know what that says.
Que no te enseñan esto en la escuela? I'm like, no, they actually don't. I'm learning ABCs, not fucking legal shit, girl. Like, come on now.
Yeah, we would have to like read everything.
And they will be so frustrated. Like, how are they not showing you this in school?
Like, don't you know English? And I'm like, girl, I'm literally like, I'm a kid. I don't know what this says. Right. Or like, you know what's funny? My grandma, I guess one of my uncles was like in jail or something, and she would send him letters, you know? And my grandma actually didn't know how to write. Aww. Yeah, and this was in Spanish. Rest in peace, my queen. Queen, imagine. Why am I so emotional today? Ew, I hate myself. Oh my god. But I used to write letters for my uncle, for her. And they were actually in Spanish, you know.
Queen,
but you know what I noticed? You know what I noticed? What I've noticed that I feel like the Spanish language is really easy to write in. Because I had never learned about writing in Spanish. It's just so literal. Like, literally what you're saying is exactly how it's written.
And do you think Spanish. You were spelling anything wrong?
I know I wasn't. I was so confident in it because I was like, this is how it has to be. Like, it has to be like this. Like, so I feel like in growing up, I'm like, yeah, I feel like I didn't have to be taught how to write in Spanish. It's literally so literal what you're saying that you're writing. It's so easy.
That's
so I remember I was like,
and
yeah,
would
like
you read her letters to her?
I think I would. I would read her letters that she would get from him. And I think that she would mostly understand. She know how to read it. She just didn't know how to write it. Because for the most part, she would ask me some words like, what is this? But like, I think she read them for the most part. But I remember I would write letters to him for her. Yeah. Wow. And it's just funny because I was like a kid, but I was just like, this looks about right. I mean, and he was getting the letters and writing back. So, but it's just funny how, you know.
So,
well, yeah, I would write letters to my uncle in jail for my grandma. Queen, you know, like and then so it's just funny how like you know I don't know
that she trusted you.
Yeah, but then also like you know the older generations like our grandparents, our parents, they didn't go to school for much in Mexico. Like they didn't. I don't know how far.
Well, my dad left school like first grade. No.
Yeah,
to work.
He had to like become the man of the family. He was the oldest son. His dad had passed away. He was like 7 years old, and he took the role of the man in that house in Mexico at 7 years old. And our parents too, they started working really young.
And kids out here complaining, taking out the trash. Like,
yeah, and kids here at 16 years old complaining about getting a fucking job. When our parents were 5 years old, raising like their household brothers and sisters.
It's a different world. A lot of people don't know
privilege, bitch. The privilege.
Don't even know the privilege they have.
The privilege, yeah, that we have as the generations go by. It's so much easier, you know?
That's insane.
It's crazy. Like when you think about it, you're like, what? I don't even know if my grandma went to school. I didn't ask my mom.
Think she did.
But it's so different over there. It's so different. So us even going to school here, and I feel like this about like, you know, like our generation and stuff. I'm like, you know, people drop out of school for different reasons, but I'm like, we just don't know the privilege we have. Mm-hmm. Our parents couldn't even finish school because they're, you know, horrible things would happen and a parent would die in the family and they would have to take over the household at 7 and they had to bust their ass. And, you know, and we got kids here at fucking 18, 20 complaining about getting a damn job to help out their parents like that. Yeah. Sometimes we need to like, you need to
but like
look
sometimes
back
like your
stuff.
biggest motivation is knowing the struggle that your parents went through.
Absolutely.
Like when people say like what motivates you, like knowing what the fuck your parents had to go through.
What's wrong with me today? Bitch, I swear to God.
What is going on?
I think it's because I just ended my period, girl.
Hold on, because I think it's really cute.
Girl, I'm fucking cringing. You know what's funny? When I was on tour too, I remember anytime I was talking about my family, bitch. What is the reason?
Oh. No, I don't know, like if I'm just really dry right now, or if I'm like,
I don't know why I've always been like that. Whenever I talk about like my family, I'm like fucking cringe. I start crying.
No, it's funny because I'm really emotional, but I just don't know like
I think it's
what I'm on today. That
no,
you're over here like
I really think it's because I just ended my period. Like why?
Well, anyways,
but dead ass. That's how it is. Like I feel like you need to remind yourself, like what your parents fucking went through. They came here with nothing, bitch, and they gave you the world.
Period.
You have fucking papers. You're here. You have so many opportunities. Get your fucking ass up.
Get your ass up and work.
Not get Kardashian, bitch. But to me, that's what drives me.
Period.
I'm like, my parents came here with nothing. They left everything behind. They had everything to lose.
Anybody hearing it motivates you to keep it pushing, keep it going.
Like literally, like your parents come here
just to be here in the United States is a blessing.
Their entire life behind. Mm-hmm. They leave their entire life behind to give their kids a better future.
Yep.
We need to be more grateful.
Damn, that's a good way to end this episode, y'all.
Sorry,
Let's
guys.
get this shit rolling.
We're talking a lot, I know.
No, but I hope this motivates everybody out there listening, because just, you know, being in the United States in general is definitely, you know,
I think when you know what your parents went through, you know your privilege, bitch.
You know your privilege 100%.
And you need to fucking check yourself sometimes, you know? Mm-hmm. And you need to check, you know, in general, like each other.
Yeah.
Like they went through some shit and they figured it the fuck out.
Yep.
If they had the privileges we had, what could have they had not done, bitch?
Yeah. Period.
Yeah. How much did they get done with the little they had? What is the reason? Okay. All right. I'm done fucking crying. I need.
But that was one episode for sure, you guys.
Yeah. Wow. Anyways, guys, I know. Fucking.
It's okay. Yeah. But
we hope you guys enjoyed this episode,
hope you guys did.
I know we're like rambling and sometimes they can get a little bit long, but yeah.
Yep. We hope you guys enjoyed episode 13. Stay motivated, y'all. Stay motivated.
Stay motivated, girl.
You know, anything is possible.
Go make your mama coffee or something.
Thank you guys for listening. And if you're watching from YouTube, hi. We will see you guys in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye.